hide. Don't worry about me. Just gonna, whoops, peeking behind the curtain over here. Rilla, Wizard of Oz. Hi, sad boys. How are we doing? I have recently lost my voice. I thought, perfect time to make a video, baby. I need content, and a lot of people disagreed with my personal take on Tom DeLonge's worst song ever made. There Is by Bots Core Racer. Is it Tom's worst song? Definitely not. I admitted that in the video. And much worse song, much more annoying song. So I thought that for one of my last videos of 2022, I should hide the cynicism, put it under the tree, wait to open it later, talk about some positivity. Let's talk about the good things that happened this year. Oh my God, I didn't grab a fucking... What was I saying? Positivity. We're going to be positive about this year. Even when you live in a world of misery and fear and corruption, what I find I can always appreciate the musical experiences and the new albums that are a part of me, the sounds. Those things stay with you and they are a part of you. You may not know it, but as you're listening to a new song, it may become your favorite song. Isn't it wild how art just works like that? And all of a sudden, a song comes along and you're tired, you're whole again. And that is why I am here on the YouTube. I am gonna talk about my 5 favorite albums that had released in the year 2022. Some of them may be obvious if you've been paying attention. I only listened to 5 new albums this year, so countdown, here we come. The one band that I did not expect to make its way back into my heart in the year 2022 after so many years of not really even paying attention to the band. Jackpot Juicer from Dance Gavin Dance comes in like a breath of fresh air, like a refreshing breath of fresh air. That sound and feel like Dance Gavin Dance, but there's just a layer of grooviness and polish to it that I haven't heard or gotten excited for since early Dance Gavin Dance. So we start off with Synergy in this trilogy of music videos. Sure, there is technically a video for Phil's Bad Man, but Synergy kicks off the storyline of our hero band fighting off the Rat King after being sucked into a portal by a rat exterminator that came to clean up a motel. I also really love how they give you just a little taste with this Casio keyboard. I love the energy that this song has. There's a flow to it that Dance Gavin Dance doesn't already have. There's a flow, a sense of fun and funk to this. I feel like a lot of their material has not ever really explored. There's such a groove that they're imbuing with every moment of this song that you can't help but just fall back into it. You can't help but feel the band smiling and laughing their way through it, regardless of the turmoil that has been a part of the band this past year. Having that on top of the album just gives you kind of a sympathetic look at the band themselves, that they are able to successfully pull together 2 decades of music, progressive funk metal, with John Mess and Tillian just working on every level to make the song the most impactful, the most punchy, the most just groovy it possibly can. I love Synergy on its own, and I thought it was just gonna join the pantheon of really great Dance Gavin Dance songs that are a part of me and will always be a part of me. Little did I know, it was a entry point, a portal, you will, into the beauty of a jackpot juicer. What else does this band have up its sleeve for this new album? Plus, you already got a taste of the storyline. But you see part one and you're like, wow, just enough of a story to keep me interested in the song. And the song was good enough that I want to hear more. Where does that portal go? More importantly, will this song be as good, if not better, than Synergy? Doubtful. You want my time off? You want it all, though. What a great line. What a sexy line. Tillian at his most persuasive. This is a dangerous Tillian. I shouldn't be alone with this Tillian. I don't know what this voice is gonna make me do. Pop Off was such a solid fucking follow-up, ending it with Die Another Day. And you have me intrigued for a Dance Gavin Dance album for the first time in eons. Holy shit, is this a long album? There is a lot to chew on. 18 songs. I don't think I've listened to this whole thing. So I guess the weird contradiction that is me, that is a band that is so good as Dance Gavin Dance, I could only literally listen to half the album and still call it one of the best of the years. Hey, you! Are you sleeping in the woods? Hey, you! I would never guess that a band that is several albums in their career would just out of nowhere hit me with something that I could enjoy, captures the feeling of listening to them in the beginning of their careers. If there's one thing I could say, I guess it's too many songs. There's probably too many songs on here. I'm all right. I'm okay. At our number 4 spot for my favorite album of 2022, we come to Pup the Band, our Canadian boys from Canada, the place that's there, north. This is a chaotic album describing the full corporate breaking down of art and how that completely affects and destroys the creative process within. Unraveling a Pup the Band is Pup themselves trying to come to terms with being a punk band in 2022, whatever the that means, whatever comes with it, while also trying to comprehend what they are as people trying to be better, trying to improve the scene, improve themselves, and improve the world around them. The unraveling of one's own psyche from themselves. This album perfectly captures the little moments that destroy you and the bigger moments that tear you apart. A case by a couple of very short, soft, open spoken word intros. Quarterly meetings, the board of it's pretty, I guess. I like the piano. Do I skip it? Sure, cause Totally Fine is a fucking kick-ass jam. Gets me pumping and moving and ready to just like punch people in the pit. It feels like the most classic Pup song on this album, on this experience, but it also provides you enough layers and nuance of what else you can expect on this album to come. Robot Writes a Love Song is a sweet little touching tune from the perspective of a robot humanoid who is constantly trying to improve and download their emotional status, their relationship, trying to perfect a mode and never really focusing on the person that they're with, never focusing on the moment they're living in. Matilda is a fucking heartbreaking song about the relationship of a musician and their favorite guitar that they just don't play for whatever reason. You have a guitar that you were so proud of. It felt important, felt special. You thought you were going to make something, but another guitar just worked better or played better or fit better, or for whatever reason, you just neglect the one thing that you were going to make art for, the one thing that you were going to pull yourself together and prove who you were. The guitar speaking out to the human, to play them, to save yourself, make something of yourself. That sort of artistic guilt of wasting your time, your energy on absolutely anything else but the things you want to create, that sort of guilt that comes with that feels extremely telling to the kind of anxieties that Stefan feels within himself. It's anxieties that I fill myself up with. We are alike in that way, and that's kind of why the album hits me. But even with that being said, there are still a couple of songs I skip on this album. Relentless is kind of slow. Another interlude. Waiting is good. Get to the big finale. Pup, the band is filing for bankruptcy, and the album's already over by now. Guys, I love you. I love the shit out of you. I just wanted like a couple more bangers, a couple more ragers. This sits firmly and strongly at my number 4 spot for one of my favorite albums of 2022. With a hint of my number 3 band, Not Too Far Away. What Mom Jeans was able to accomplish with this album, how they were able to reshape themselves in a way that felt so incredibly natural to the people that they are and the music that they already have been making, that by the time we get here, it just feels like the natural evolution of what the they were always supposed to be. Like, this is the Mom Jeans that I feel like I've heard in their music, but it wasn't actually there. And now that they have the production, they have the backing, they have the time, they got the fucking guy from Just Friends. It's like now that all these elements are here and working together, there is literally nothing more in this world that I would want. So difficult. You wish that I just another Portal. Is there a theme here in 2022? Something Sweet gives you just enough of a poppy punk intro before we get into What's Up. Hippo in the Water starts off fucking solid, instantly catchy. White Trash Millionaire, low-key, one of the best songs they ever written. Before we go to Circus Clown, just like a fun, meme, poppy song about how the world is stupid and doesn't really make a lot of sense all the time. Sugar Rush is a fine, more inconsequential middle song that isn't awful by any means. It doesn't feel like a filler song, but Graduating Life sorta does. Graduating Life is the one spot on this album where I'm like, okay, I could skip it. I know that they have a tendency for doing a lot of acoustic work, a lot of powerful acoustic songs. Here, it ruins the pace. Old Mom Jeans tendencies cropping up in their new material and not really fitting the way that I feel like it should. It feels like a modern interpretation of an old Mom Jeans ballad, but it just doesn't hit me in the way that, like, I want their music to. Sweet Tooth is a reimagining, a reemerging, a renaissance of Mom Jeans, and I am here for it. Been kind of pop-punky, a little angsty, a little emotional this year, haven't we, Grace? Interesting. I wonder what that says. I wonder what the psyche says about me. I'm okay. May surprise a couple people because of how much I was praising it, how much I praised the Nakey Jakey and his album Rom-Com, how much that Jakey means to me, how much that his music means to me, how every song, every rhyme just hits my dumb fucking brain for whatever reason in exactly the right synapse and exactly the right place. But Rom-Com, for how long Jakey has been working on it, for how long he's been crafting it. Every sound and beat and moment feels so purposeful. It feels so meaningful that I can't help but praise the absolute triumph of just DIY perfectionism that Jakey tried to explore in every moment. You can tell that he just like sweated and beat it and just listened to the shit again and again and again, maybe to a detriment, adding unnecessary verses in Pine Barrens, making Drive Off a Bridge maybe a little longer than it should, but at the same time, I would never take those moments away. I would never subtract anything from the experience because this is the full 28-minute experience that Jakey wanted you to have. So as an album on its whole, I don't think it could be any more perfect than how it's paced. Opposite of the Jackpot Juicer problem, there is just not enough. For something that he has been working on since 2016, I would hope that Jake would have a little more material. But at the same time, the material that he puts out is so strong that I can't really criticize. I can't like hold it against him that he didn't make more because that's just selfishness from a fan perspective. Well, Rom-Com is incredibly, incredibly touching to me and will always be an experience, an album that I come back to, that I cherish, that I dissect, that I find new meaning in. Like every day, the last couple listens to that I've been having, I'm feeling more and more like he's not cheating on the girl, but rather he's cheating on her with like a job or a project, or his mind is always wandering to the album, so he can't be the one for you every day because he's dedicating a full relationship, a full life to this work that he can't spend two places at once. So while it may not be my number one, number two is still pretty fucking good, I say. I'm alright. I'm okay. Which brings me to my number one album, the one that I have listened to more than anything else this year, Prince Daddy and the Hyena, the self-titled of a band that I had never heard before, and this fucking dumb little clown thing showed up in my feed one day. I tried to ignore it under the new and trending, but I had to click on it. I had to see, I don't know, what is this about? What's going on over here? What the is Prince Daddy and the Hyena? Is it a prince, a daddy, and the hyena? Is Daddy the prince and he has a hyena? Is Hyena another person? Is Prince Daddy a title? He is the daddy to the prince? These are questions I have, and this album unfortunately doesn't answer them. But what it does do is provide a story, a tell about a character, a protagonist, that it's something about the sun, and there's a storyline, and I don't really get the story. I don't care about the story, but what I do care about is the emotions and the state that the music puts me in. This album is a departure from their past works in that it feels more fully encompassing of musical styles and musical genres. Before, they kind of played pretty straight up emo punk rock with a hint of edginess and a queer sense of irony that pushed the music forward. They have added so many mature layers and edges to the music. There are so many surprises and sounds that I would have never expected to hear. So when they come up, when those moments hit, they sink into you. They grab their claws in your brain and makes you want to listen to a 3-4 minute song just to hear that one moment, that one pitch, that one voice hit. They are so purposeful with every emotional point in the song that it feels like a fully encompassed idea, much like Nakey Jakey, that it feels like something so genuinely, purely creative out of someone's hole in their body. Polished moments and the unpolished moments all work together to create an experience that feels so fucking human. Yes, them shooting on an actual DVC tape camcorder camera does fill my little geeky filmmaker heart with joy. Something nostalgic, something ugly and imperfectionful, but has a beautiful color and tone to it. It's hard to imagine another band doing this sort of retrograde Green Day emo power punk rock. That the one thing I can say above all, regardless if you like the music or not, these are the most authentic, genuine fucking people I have ever listened to in my life.
Till you're 39, have another kid, just like your daddy did. No matter what you say, kid, growing old.
This album is exemplary on every single level. Adore the Sun is a weird a cappella Beach Boys-like beginning that feels like a face wash, like you're waking up in the morning before we just start listening to this horrific tell of just soul-crushing mundanity of just every day with a little bit of edge, with a little bit of anger, but not so much that it feels patronizing or fake. But then they're soft and sweet in the moments that they really need to be soft and sweet. And that contrast is just perfectly held together by their production.
Someone will make you bleed. You've never heard a scream.
It's a sweet vulnerability that you don't get in these bands that have like an ego to say like, fuck you, Jesus fucking Christ ain't shit. Then to also have something that just feels like you're floating in the middle of a lake. They call him Curly Q. They said I look just like you. This sense that you remind people of someone that's dead and gone and they don't necessarily see the life blood that's in front of you. They're too focused on the person that isn't there. I don't know. There's just this hollow sadness in it that feels so beautiful. With El Dorado being just like the crowning achievement of what this band can do. It's kind of hip hop. It's kind of that TikTok sound, but it's also like a powerful rock song when it needs to be. It encompasses everything I love about the band while also showcasing like a creative intensity that you rarely see from other bands who just kind of put out the same sounding material. Prince Daddy is not afraid to explore themselves, to stretch themselves, to wear every single influence on their sleeve while still being so true and fucking kick-ass to themselves. I mean, that's kind of what every year is. Just a chaotic mess of emotions and anger, sadness and joy, life and death.
And we just keep going regardless.
But I think that having art, having music, having something to share, to talk about, is the one thing that can hold us together. It's the one thing that can pull us through the shittiest, the darkest of fucking times. Because, like, God, when no one else does the things I feel, I can find someone that does. You either find something genuine or you have the potential to get, like, radicalized and have that hate weaponized against you, have your face blinded and turned away from the people that could actually help you, and have you focus on the wrong things, just making you more angry and destructive in yourself, when really all you needed was to just feel. That's what I love about emo specifically, and why Prince Daddy and the Hyena exemplifies everything I try to do in my own music. Who is the person that I'm capable of showing and being, and the person that I want to be, that I can build myself up to? Who are we as bodies if not vessels for our thoughts? regardless of if my criticisms of Blink-182, of Tom DeLonge, were taken on good faith, I will never take back any of my opinions, because at the end of the day, that's all you have, and that makes you you, yo. And Prince Daddy and the Hyenas, my favorite band in the world. So, my top one album of 2022. What did you listen to this year? What did I not listen to this year? Probably the one album that I listened to the most wasn't even released this year. All right, let's look back, baby. Recap time. 10,000 minutes. Almost 11,000 minutes. Okay, one artist, 3,000 minutes of Every Time I Die. Of course, they are my favorite band. Of course, they are the one band that I listen to the most. What the fuck? See, even though I criticize them, top 3%. I should get royalties. I think I'm an unofficial board member at this point. And one song truly defined my year. Oh, and Every Time I Die song. I feel like it should be more. Wow. Deeper. You know me, always going deeper. 90% of deep cuts. You know what they say about me? I may be a stupid, shitty, dumb, fucking woman, but I know all the cool music. I may not be the prettiest. I may not be like the most ladylike. I may say but I know all your favorite bands before you've even heard them, bro. Come on. And I like it loud. Oh my God. No chill music here. Guess what I say? I don't like soft music. I now have the statistical data to back it up. I do not listen to slow music worth shit. Radical, probably the best album of 2021. And probably the best album of 2022 as well. I don't know. I'm Greysontodd. Who gives a Thank you for vibing. I'll see you next time. Talk to you later. Stay swazzy, stay posy, do whatever the fuck you do. Listen to some good shit. Tell me your favorite albums below. See you in probably like a week or two. I don't know.